trunks, they ever ready. Assault and battery, if you scared, you never ready.
This video is gonna be about WrestleMania 30, some major scoops, spoilers, rumors, hopeful thinking, and just overall hints that WWE has given us that these matches could possibly happen at WrestleMania in New Orleans. Pretty much all of these matches over the past few months have been hinted at a little bit, some of them more than others, but after compiling this large list, I can honestly say that maybe 90% of these matches I would not mind at all, because all of them have a purpose, all of them have a fairly decent build, and would end up being quite decent. First match is Daniel Bryan versus The Undertaker. Now this all stems out because it started with Shawn Michaels, and obviously I think by now the fact that Shawn Michaels isn't going to be wrestling, it's a pretty slim chance, I would say, but what better way to involve Shawn Michaels in a storyline than to have the guy he trained, his protege as they like to call him, go against the person who retired Shawn Michaels. Daniel Bryan pretty much goes, after he's done with the whole Wyatt thing, goes in there and pretty much says, I'm going to do what Shawn Michaels couldn't do, I'm better than Shawn, and I'm going to prove it by challenging The Undertaker. And that's how I would pretty much start that storyline. And from there, you know, the match will be great. I don't know how they would build it up, but pretty much Undertaker downplays Daniel Bryan being too small, being this. Just the typical bearing of Daniel Bryan like they've been doing. And the match, 5 stars, no doubt about it. Second match, John Cena and Hulk Hogan versus the Real Americans. Now, there's been talk of having Hogan come back, and honestly, the shape that Hogan's in, I can't see him in a singles match at all, because one of my personal dream matches is John Cena versus Hulk Hogan. It's just like having another Rock and Hogan like at WrestleMania 18. The fact that you have the past, the 80s guy, and then the present guy. You're missing the 90s, but that's what the Rock was there for. But this one's like, if Hogan can pull off that match, maybe even like a 10-minute thing, that's just going to be buys through the roof. The match will be shitty, is so bad, but the image of having Cena and Hogan face to face, just WrestleMania moment written all over it. But if he can't do the singles match, let him do the tag match. Let him at least do the ear thing, the ear cup, and do the U to Cesaro, maybe. Just anything to have Hogan in the ring. Third match, CM Punk versus Triple H. Now this match was hinted and rumored for about like a week and a half, honestly. After the whole thing where Punk pretty much beat up Triple H, or other way around, whatever happened that just before TLC. And people were saying that Punk could face Triple H. We saw the match already at Night of Champions 2011, but I don't really see that match happening at WrestleMania, just because of the fact that it just seems like almost like a downgrade to have Triple H go from Undertaker to Lesnar to CM Punk. Next match, CM Punk versus Randy Orton. Now this match I can see happening, quite a good chance. Having CM Punk win the Royal Rumble, and then pretty much challenging the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton. And, simple as that. Just a simple storyline where the Royal Rumble winner goes against the champion. Next, like I was saying earlier, Daniel Bryan versus Shawn Michaels. This match, personally, like I made videos on before, don't want to see, but I can obviously see why they would want to do it. This is like, it's been building since Hell in a Cell. They've had their back and forth at Slammy Awards. And like the match, I don't even have to like go on the record and say that it will be nothing short of amazing. Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt. Now I hope this match doesn't happen. This was one of those few I was talking about that I don't want to see, but if they stretch this Bray Wyatt storyline all the way to WrestleMania, obviously the payoff will be then, where Daniel Bryan finally breaks free from the Wyatt family and just becomes his own man again. But I do want to see Daniel Bryan doing something more than just feuding with someone like Bray Wyatt. Next, Daniel Bryan versus John Cena. These guys have only had one real match at SummerSlam, and it was great. Have Cena being jealous. Have Cena being the guy who's kind of, you are going to replace me. Kind of Cena being defensive of his spot in the WWE. I know it's a little bit far-fetched, but I can really see Cena playing the heel in this. Not the subtle heel, but you know what I mean. Like, playing the heel role in the program, but still being a babyface at the same time. And he doesn't even have to play it. Just two guys, mutual respect. Maybe Cena's the champion and Daniel Bryan's the challenger. That's where Daniel Bryan wins the belt. You can do something simple as that, and it would still be great because those two have great chemistry together, and match would be fantastic. Next, my personal favorite is Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. This match, like I said, has been building since even before, like the summertime, really. A SummerSlam was where it all started, even before, really. And they've gone away from it, and I just think after the whole Wyatt thing, have Triple H be the one who is behind the whole plan of having Daniel Bryan in the thing, and that's where you start your match. Next, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Now, you can have, I don't know why they would say this, pretty much to get Bray Wyatt that rub that he kind of needs, because ever since he debuted, it's been kind of a down for Bray Wyatt. Really a failed thing that had so much potential but didn't really live up to what it is, and maybe Cena's the guy to really bring Bray Wyatt from the ground and just build him up to be a superstar. John Cena versus The Undertaker. Now, this is the one everyone's been waiting for. There's only a few years left that you can really do this match, since Undertaker is pretty much on the brink of leaving. And I don't really have to say anything, because people have said this so much. If anyone has the believability to break the streak, it's John Cena. Next, Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. Now, same thing, if Bray Wyatt needs a rub, people were actually saying have Bray Wyatt break the streak. Like, if this were to happen, what a down, dark day it would be for professional wrestling, where everyone, you had Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Batista, Orton, and Mark Henry, and you had Sid, Diesel, Jimmy Snuka, Jake Roberts. All these guys tried to break the streak and they couldn't do it. And who breaks it? Bray Wyatt? I don't think so. Next is Batista versus Randy Orton. Now you can have Batista win the Royal Rumble and then go on to face Orton. And simple as that. If you want to put Batista right in the title picture, he's the first guy announced for the Rumble. And usually when they have a storyline going into it, it's kind of you pretty much figure that the guy's going to win. Next, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. Now, this match has been hinted at for a year now. People have been saying that's the plans, but they kind of go away from it and then go back to it, because now that Batista's back, it would lead to my next match, which is Batista versus Brock Lesnar. Now, the fact that Lesnar's been coming in and destroying everyone, he's kind of going to meet his match in Batista, and you're going to get the King Kong versus Godzilla match at Wrestlemania, but these two guys are so similar. You got to have them face someone who's kind of opposite from them. Undertaker's that beaten up veteran who knows he's on his last life almost, and Lesnar's going to be the guy kind of put him out of his misery. And that's where I can see Lesnar and Taker being like. But Batista and Brock is pretty much, like I said, King Kong versus Godzilla. So that's my scoops for WrestleMania. I have a feeling a few of these matches are going to happen, but which ones they are, it's kind of hard to say. Really got to see at Elimination Chamber. That's really when all the matches get starting to mold together. But it'll be a great card. I have no doubt about that. And I'll see you guys in the next video.